Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to take a look at the Super 7 Amos del Universo Man-at-Arms and Beastman. These came out a few years back before the Origins line, when Super 7 was doing all the retro figures based on the cartoon. They released these packages for the Mexican figures, basically as an homage to what the figures looked like when they were released in Mexico back in the 80s. These had always been overpriced. I'm not a huge fan of Super 7, these figures in particular, but Big Bad Toy Store had them 50% off, and I thought, you know what, I have He-Man, I have Skeletor, why not? You know, they're actually pretty decent looking figures. Most people would get these and keep them in the packages. Not me. I'm an opener. I will be taking these out of the package. I will say that the Man-at-Arms looks really good. That's actually really cool. I always liked how the cartoon version, how he had the armor on both sides, which reminds me of when we got the Eternian Guard. We actually got a version of this Man-at-Arms with armor on both sides. So that was kind of cool. And of course, you can swap the head out and put the standard version of Man-at-Arms' head on there. But anyway, I thought we'd get these out. We'll dig out the He-Man and Skeletor from this set just to kind of line them up. And then maybe at the end, we'll go ahead and bring out at least our Origins version of Beastman and Man-at-Arms so we can compare those as well. So yeah, this is my first time messing with any of these. Looks like we just got tape. We're gonna cut from the bottom. Let's see, right here. Like I said, oh well. I'd planned to open these anyway. I didn't pick these up when they were on the regular cards, and then I missed out on it. And I'm not paying high prices for those. Especially for something I really wasn't looking for to begin with. Like I said, though, it is a pretty nice looking figure. We've got the bands on the back holding this in. Which I figured they would be secured somehow, since they sit in that window box pretty good. But these are from a few years ago, so it's pretty easy to take apart. Interesting. Yeah, the way the design is so light on sculpting. Look at the little ankle armor guard things. Now, I know better than to try to mess too much with the articulation on those legs. As you can see, they have the joints right there. So I'm not going to do too much with it. The spring back action works okay. It's not the best. It's kind of got that feel of some figures that have aged, and the spring doesn't work as good. I don't know how well this is going to stand. Oh, well, I'm surprised. Alright, so he comes with the little card just like all the others, but that's taped inside this box. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. So it basically ruins that card because it's taped in the packaging. Jesus. Yeah, see that? The tape on it? That's stupid. I wonder why they did that. Because these little cards are pretty neat. I don't know that I can peel this off. Nah, we'll worry about that later. I do like this little display insert that has the red rocks crashing like we've seen on our vintage figures as far as the card back. Alright, so accessories. We get the mace as seen in the cartoon. Definitely different from what our toy version is. And honestly, I don't know what this thing is. And Let's see. They don't really tell us on the packaging anywhere what that is. No. I really don't know. Some kind of scientific device. If you know what this is, let me know in the comments. We're going to set that off to the side for now. Alright, so yeah, this is a nice figure. I like the dark green. It's definitely more reminiscent of our vintage Man-at-Arms than what our Origins versions are. Because that's that more bright green. And even though the sculpting is lacking in detail, there's something really finished looking about it. So, I mean, this is a nice looking figure. I know I like this more than the He-Man. I love the Skeletor, but the He-Man I really don't like at all. Let's move on to Beastman. Let's see if we can get this out a little bit faster than the other one. And we'll cut the tape. I'm sure there's someone out there that's like, what are you doing? Why are you opening that? Like I said, I don't care. He-Man toys are for opening. Now, I say that, but I do have some 2000X stuff that I haven't opened yet that I'm having a hard time with. All right, so I'm not worried so much about saving the packaging, but it does have some cool artwork on the back. Very cool. Set that off to the side. I do like the colors. It does look very much like our animated version that you see on the card here. And let's see if we can get this off real quick. The towel on the Man-at-Arms figure was kind of brittle. These things came out in what, like 2018, I want to say. So Big Bad Toy Store's been sitting on these for a while. My guess is no one wanted them, because as much business as Big Bad Toy Store gets, you'd think someone would have picked these up before now. Man, that does not want to come off. Well, let's see if we can cut it. There we go. One thing I do appreciate about the Super 7 line is that glossy look. That's something that's missing from our Origins figures. There's just really no glossiness to them. Let's see, this little shoulder pad is not holding on very good, or shoulder armor. Just kind of sets there. Well, that's disappointing, because there's really no way to adjust it to tighten it up. Let's see if we can spin it on the arm a little bit. Okay, so they'll stay on if you do like that. Does he stand? Yep, a little bit of adjusting, he will stand. And again, the card is taped into the packaging, which just shows you they really had no intention of anyone opening these, which is stupid. We got our card with some of the artwork here. Got our original figure. I believe that's from the original animated commercial, and then of course from the animated series. And his accessories are taped to the box too. Yeah, they did a McFarlane, ruining the packaging. Okay, so the only accessory that he comes with is, of course, his whip. Oh, I take that back. He does have a little medallion he hangs around his neck. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so the whip is very much like the vintage whip. I will say this is kind of like a flat black. It's not textured, but it just feels different. It's kind of cool. And the cord on the whip is a lot thicker than our standard vintage or the Origins version. I don't remember what this medallion is for. Probably something obscure like what the Man-at-Arms thing was. But anyway, yeah, I don't like this. This little shoulder thing does not want to stay on. But it does look nice. And that's really all these figures were, is something to look at. They really were meant for collectors. They weren't meant for kids, that's for sure. So let's bring out He-Man and Skeletor. All right, so now we have our He-Man and our Skeletor joining Beastman and Man-at-Arms. And it took me several minutes to get this to work because He-Man will not stand on his own. He's got a left leg that's a little wonky. It looks okay leaning against the back here, but he won't stand. Skeletor stands pretty good. He's pretty solid. And that's just the quality of these figures. Like I said, these were never meant to come out of the package. Super 7 was just placing their bets that they probably weren't going to have a whole lot of these come back because people weren't going to open them. Little did they know that Mattel was going to come out with their own Origins line later on. But anyway, I just wanted to get these out so we can see the four together. Yeah, that He-Man's horrible. If you've seen the video I did on these before, I do not like this figure whatsoever. I do like the Skeletor. The Skeletor's got a great sculpt. And that face, that head sculpt on this Skeletor is better than anything that's come out in the Origins line so far. That's why when the Origins line first came out, there was a lot of people that was buying these up just to get the heads off of them to put on the Origins figure. But we're gonna put these out of the way, and now we're gonna bring in. Let's do our Origins Beastman, and we'll do our Origins Man-at-Arms, so you can kind of see the comparison here. So with our Origins Man-at-Arms, we finally got a mustache on him. Super 7 was kind enough to at least give us a mustache since they were based on the cartoon. But yeah, see, check out the colors on this. See how that dark color looks so much like the vintage? And my vintage figures are not accessible. You know what? Hang on just a second. Alright, so I wasn't planning on digging all these out, but just for a quick reference, you can see that this one won't stand. That our Super 7 figure is a little darker than our vintage. And then our vintage is a lot darker than the Origins. Let's see if I can get him to at least prop up against the back here. Maybe. Yeah, barely. Alright, and then our Beastman. Now this one's rough and I don't have his shoulder pads, but I keep saying shoulder pads. His little armor for his shoulders. You kind of get the idea here. Where our vintage figure, our Origins figure is based on our vintage. He's based on the cartoon. But there is a common theme here as far as the coloring and stuff. It's pretty neat. I dig having the variations here. I really wish the Super 7 figures would have been better. And honestly, I wish that Mattel would have released a retro line of figures based on the toys. I mean, based on the cartoon. You know, we can have our Man-at-Arms that's based on the original toy, but I would have liked to have had something like this that's more based on the actual original cartoon. So we've got a glimpse of that with that 4-pack He-Man set that has our vintage cartoon He-Man, the New Adventures He-Man, the 2000X He-Man, and the Netflix CG He-Man. It's like $150 on Mattel Creations, that 4-figure set. But we see the glimpses of it that it could possibly happen if they continue this line, since they did do a He-Man for it. But I would have liked to have seen Man-at-Arms and Beastman actually come from Mattel. And that's really kind of where I've been all along with this, is I want actual Mattel He-Man figures, not Super 7. Obviously, they're not going to have as much love for the line and have all the original molds like Mattel will. But anyway, I just thought I'd go over these real quick. Thought it was kind of neat. $20 each. It was a good deal. Hell, that's cheaper than the Origins figures anymore. So why not add them to the collection? I'm always looking to grow the lineup. And if I can get a good deal on it, I certainly will. So yeah, sound off in the comments below. What's your favorite version of Beastman and Man-at-Arms? Were you a fan of the Super 7 line? Did you wish they had continued? Or are you happy that Mattel, took the license and released their own figures? Yeah, so let me know your thoughts. Hey, hit that subscribe button, please. Give the video a like, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks.